Elia's the third one this morning, Elias muttered, tapping a command on his glass console. He pulled up the seller's profile. The name listed was Julian Vane. Elias cross-referenced the ID with the central census. No match. He tried the tax records, the birth certificates, and the death registries. Julian Vane did not exist. Yet, here was his heartbreak, recorded in 4K resolution with a bitrate that exceeded the capacity of any standard human brain. Elias felt a cold prickle of sweat on his neck. He looked around the silent, sterile office. His supervisor, a man who seemed to be made entirely of gray suits and bureaucratic indifference, was nowhere to be seen. Elias saved the file to a private drive, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. Beyond selling the tragedy, they are selling the context, the letter of Joel's. He couldn't shake the sensation of a phantom memory. It wasn't just the lack of an ID that bothered him. It was the quality of the... Most sold memories were muddy, distorted by the ego of the seller. But Julian Vane's memories were objective. They were cold. They felt like a documentary of a soul rather than the soul itself. He ducked into a small diner called the Rusty Spoke, where the coffee was bitter enough to wake the dead. They find out Monlake sons the plaque tower 5 years ago. They are selling the tragedy. They are selling the context. They are removing the reasons why it happened. If you take away the memory of the cracks in the foundation, or the warnings the engineers gave, they are selling the context. They are removing the reasons why it happened. If you take away the memory of the cracks in the foundation, or the coffee was bitter enough to wake the dead. Howie stepped into the light, his expression unreadable Karen. A parent cheeses level than the prince on the readers. Terror is an inefficient emotion, Holloway replied calmly. We are providing peace and you, Elias, are becoming a source of the mixture of the extraction equipment. Every machine left a digital fingerprint, a unique oscillation in the neural wave. He found it. The machine wasn't a standard bureau model. It was a weight the city could no longer carry. So you curse him to take the memories, Elias asked, his horror rising. You are rewriting history. You are making people forget their own anger. Anger is an inefficient emotion, Holloway replied calmly. We are providing peace. And you, Elias, are becoming a source of noise. We don't like noise in the vault, enemy question. It turned common tensions and various upon legionaries applying to the mold. Holloway was the architect of the memory exchange. A man celebrated for a year. He grabbed the external drive and bolted. He knew the layout of the vault better than anyone. He dove into the maintenance tunnels, the smell of damp concrete and ancient wiring filling his lungs. Behind him, he heard the rhythmic thud of boots on metal. They were coming for him, and they wouldn't just take the drive. They would take his memories of the discovery. They would turn him into another Julian Vane, a hollow vessel for someone else's secrets. He reached a junction and turned left, sliding down a refuse chute that a vault. Not today. I just want my brother back, she sobbed. Elias approached the service entrance, his heart hammering. He used a stolen passkey to enter, the silent hallways of the media hub feeling like a tomb. He made his way to the transmitter room, the heart of the city's information network. As he began the upload, the monitors flickered to life. He saw the Julian Vane files unfolding. He saw the cracks in the tower. He heard the screams of the victims. He felt the cold, calculated decisions of the men in power who chose profit over safety. It was all there, a tidal wave of suppressed reality. As the sirens wailed in the distance and the city began to wake from its long-manufactured SIPO flushes, the progress bar jumped to 100%. A low hum vibrated through the floor as the transmitter began to pulse, sending the Julian Vane files out on every frequency, every screen, and every neural link in the city. One of the guards fired, the pulse hitting Elias in the shoulder. He fell back, his vision swimming. But he smiled. On the screens behind him, the city was changing. In the streets below, people were stopping in their tracks. They were clutching their heads as the flood of stolen grief returned.